let's talk about the horrid train wreck that was.
Do you want to? Because I kind of just like to leave it. But
we may, but here's the thing. We
already indicated that it was going down.
It was bad, but I am without any reservation. That was the worst
fall off
I have ever seen.
Yeah, it was pretty astonishing.
It was like I literally, without any sort of caveat
the
to that statement.
It comes is Arrow, but Arrow never reached the same high.
Because here's the thing.
Well, no, I'm saying in terms of proportion.
And it also wasn't quite as...
No, Arrow fell to about the same levels of...
No, it was not...
It lacked all subtlety, all production
Disney
value
Channel
came
levels of nonsense.
No, because the subject matter didn't allow for that.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that the acting or anything else...
I was watching in horror as my show became...
I think it's the fair enough comparison, because obviously it wasn't the same, but I think
it was severe.
Arrow never got to be as good as the first 2 seasons of Cobra Kai were, so the drop, while significant, didn't feel as significant.
It was so severe.
These guys are portrayed as being friendlies because they're green in here, but I imagine the moment I step in...
Where do you think you're going, buddy?
Yeah.
This is a restricted area.
What's with all the clothes that look like they've been 3D printed? And his face, which looks the same. Okay.
Lee didn't warn me that I might be refused entry. I guess he figured you'd remember the favor you owe and then let me by.
Right, look. I'll let you pass because I do owe him. But watch out for the security assistance. If you get detected...
That's not a collar. That's actually attached. Look at that. That wasn't... Oh, okay, well, he's going to leave. Can I look into your neck here for a second, sir? That's touching his neck. That's not just like... a collar. That is actually like a full neck brace he's wearing. I'm sorry. I like inspecting people's uniforms.
I have a problem
for various reasons. I'm surprised HR hasn't told you.
I have a problem with HR.
What exactly?
Something tells me. Why are they speaking? We're in China, guys. Why are you speaking English to each other? Whoa!
Dad, coming at him. This is the 4th time this week.
Whoop. Wow, that is an enormous LCD screen with one purpose. I could hack this. Well, they're not looking. I guess I'll give it a shot. Just hope they don't turn around. Oh, this is easy. You guys, this is supposed to be some sort of high-grade medical facility, guys. There's OSHA violation happening in front of your eyes. Okay, did you have a point, or are you just, angry?
Well...
You venting?
Partially I'm venting. Another part of it is... It was such a... Disappointment is an understatement. It was just the utter slaughter of anything good in this world.
That's... Okay, I think you're taking it a little far.
It was really severe. It was like...
Ooh. Okay.
Severe is a good word for it. It was just so...
the disparity between episodes or seasons 1 and 5 is quite stark. Okay, I just hacked the thing so
Forget
I could get to
seasons
that.
even.
No, seasons...
If you were to compare the first episode, or the first 2 episodes...
All of seasons 1 and 2, I maintain, were very high standards.
Sure, but I'm just saying, compare the first 2 episodes
the easiest way to do this
show
ever?
to the last 2 episodes, which
Mark,
literally...
But that's 1 to 5.
Yeah, but the season of 5 didn't quite fall
season
to the
5
level
was bad the whole time.
Until the last 5 episodes that... I'm not saying it was good, but it wasn't to the level of like, okay, I'm literally watching...
I fully disagree. It was bad from pretty much the beginning.
It became soap opera level, like...
But I don't think it was...
It's because she's his aunt, isn't it? It's a forbidden love that can never be.
What? Oh,
like,
okay.
No, it was like Days of Our Lives level nonsense.
I have not seen that, and you've just confessed to having seen it, so I won't comment for your own sake.
I'm not saying I've seen it.
Then you're talking from ignorance.
Sure, but I'm just saying.
The Disney Channel comparison is sadly apt, where it just felt like I'm watching child actors deliver horrendous lines written by monkeys. It's just like, okay.
The way you just described every Disney Channel movie was the greatest thing
Well,
ever.
because, I mean, yeah,
Child actors trying to deliver lines written by monkeys.
It was real bad.
And it got real bad real quick.
It did. Well, no, 3 and 4 were badder. Were worse. Not worse than 5. I mean, they marked the decline had already begun by then.
Right, but I mean 5.
5 was a big
even from
jump.
beginning to end.
It was like
5 continued to plummet.
See, I don't fully agree with that. I think I saw the 5 being pretty trashy
felt like
from
it was
the beginning.
Plateauing.
I felt like 3 and 4 were a decline that was like, had 3 and 4 been cut and made into one season, I think they would have probably equaled seasons 1 and 2. Okay, revolver time. I don't think I have the room, but that would be kind of fun. So I just think they were slightly worse, but they weren't like hideous worse. And then it fell off a cliff at some point.
Yeah, but
and then it hit the 5. I feel like 5 was off the cliff at 5 by then. I mean, maybe it skidded and bounced around, but it was skidded. It didn't go. Yeah, it was all lateral movement. I don't have room for the revolver, and I'm not sure I want to give up the pistol because I know that revolver ammo is far rarer.
Probably a really bad idea.
Your rice pudding thing? Rice pudding's not bad. At least I don't remember. I don't think it's bad. I feel like I'm not like huge on it, but I've had it before.
It's like, to my understanding, it's
like a slightly lumpy pudding.
People have akined it to like tapioca, which I enjoy.
I don't know that I know that enough to compare. It's like a slightly lumpier pudding.
Well, that just sounds like cottage cheese, but
no, cottage cheese is more than slightly lumpy. We got cameras.
Do you not like cottage cheese?
I don't. Well, not in principle, but every time I try something with it, I'm like, I just in my mind thought this would be better. Because I think the issue I have with cottage cheese is not a textural thing, which is what I would have expected, because texture is more important for me personally. I tried the cardboard cutout and it didn't work.
We gotta just tack that on the
I talked about cottage cheese and then I was like, well, I got nothing else to say about cottage cheese. The thing is, cottage cheese tastes like water. That's what I was saying. It has no flavor of its own.
That is a lie. I love cottage cheese.
See, because it doesn't taste like cheese, but it doesn't taste like anything else either.
I will say this, though.
And I'm like...
pudding was trash.
Oh, was it?
It was not good. I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's right there. It is not thrilling me.
Does it not have a flavor, or is it the texture? Because you're not a texture person. It's got a vanilla-y flavor, doesn't it?
Yeah, but not enough.
See, it's the same problem I have with cottage cheese. It doesn't taste like cheese, but it doesn't taste like anything else. So it just feels like it's a useless texture.
It's a useless texture.
Because it's way waterier than cheese should be. But it has nothing to make up for the lack of cheese.
If you like rice pudding or cottage cheese, make a case for it. For me, cottage cheese actually has a very distinct flavor.
It doesn't. It's called water. It tastes like whey because that's half of all it is.
Tastes like whey?
Yeah. That's actually most of what it is.
Huh.
Well, it's basically if you stop halfway through making cheese, you have cottage cheese. Well, hence why it's called cottage cheese. Uh-oh. Well, where did you come from, pal? He came out of nowhere. I didn't realize there were patrols. Because literally, that's why it's called cottage cheese, is because it's the kind of cheese that you could make at home. If you were making cheese like on a farm, in a cottage perhaps even. So, yeah.
Your smirk. I wish that we could somehow put that smirk into an audio format, because that was just...
well, there's a way. You'll have to see.
What?
You've given me an idea. Why are we talking about cottage cheese? Did this come from Cobra Kai, or is this just an avoidance of Cobra Kai? Are we attempting to dodge talking about Cobra Kai?
In the same way that Cobra Kai
tastes like water.
Useless.
Oh, we started back here. You're gonna have to bribe him.
Where do you think you're going, buddy? This is a restricted area.
Did you bribe him?
I mentioned Lee, and that worked.
Which one is... Oh.
Yeah, the words that you might need to read. Anyways, yeah, it was... is there a reason to spoil? Because here's the trouble. Here's the thing that always happens when a show drops off. Is do you just scrap the whole thing? Because that feels...
Yes.
See, but I don't want to.
What happened...
But that's the question: is there a salvaging point where you could be like, stop at this point and you'll be fine?
Oh, you're talking about for people that are
like, I would still recommend people to watch the first 2 seasons because they're great. But I'm trying to think where would be a natural conclusion to be like, stop after this episode. How does season 2 end? It ends with someone winning the tournament, right? Obviously, because that's the tournament. But who is it? Does Miguel win, or is it when Robbie beats him?
It's when Hawk wins.
No, Hawk doesn't win.
Yeah. Hawk wins the All Valley men's. And
in the second season, or is that first season? Or Miguel wins first season.
And then what's-her-name wins the female.
No, see, that's 4.
No.
That was... Season 2 was before they introduced that... Well, because that was when Kreese was involved. That was how they... That was their... Because before that, there was no mixed... it was not a co-ed competition. It was only... The men and women weren't separate. So one of the... I feel like Miguel won season 1, didn't he? And then I think season 2, was that when Robbie beats him? Or is that when Hawk beats him? This is what I don't remember. I don't... All I'm saying is you could... I would have to say probably the season 2 finale. Whoever wins the tournament, I don't remember who. But that's who I would say... You could just leave it there. It's a little bit like how I feel with Supernatural. Not that Supernatural has dipped yet. Supernatural has at least not yet fallen off a cliff. But it has definitely degraded, where it's like, okay, they went on for 15 seasons. It literally just ended a few years ago. It's like they were obviously stretching beyond limits. That didn't end up helping me, so...
Oh.
Okay. I went upstairs to a door, and I didn't even get stuff that was very helpful. That's how you get up to the stuff that's not very helpful. You want to go down to the ground floor. But I would still say, if you don't... He's the guy... He's trying to give you a break. He's trying to not... He stepped out so that you could have plausible deniability.
Sure.
Down to the spout. Down to the... Well, what's the way you normally go down levels? I mean, you could hurl yourself off the edge.
I tried.
That's a direct method.
I tried that. No.
But I would say if you... cameras! What is your... You just trundle... I think it can still see you. It's looking at you. So what kind of camera system is that? I see him. What's he doing? Well, he's backing up. Let's give him space. Is he supposed to be here? It's an auditor. We can't get involved. Given that this is China.
Wow.
Was that scheduled for today? I don't know. He said he was with the CCP. I didn't ask. Anyways, if you want to, if you're watching Supernatural,
what's the dumb scope button?
Don't shoot it. That it would disable it. Yes, and then the guys in the security room would go, the camera's not working. I wonder what that's about.
Well, okay.
It's pivoting and swiveling. You could just sneak around. I can sneak around. I wouldn't use that either. It's not that far away. You could probably hit it with a pistol if you were determined. I still think Supernatural's worth watching, but if you want just the best of it and don't want to sit through stuff that feels a little bit overstretched, then I think you could end after season 5, so long as you're okay with one of the brothers being dead. I mean, honestly, I won't spoil who's who, but if you... Depending on which brother you like, you could stop either after season 2 or after season 5. They'll take turns. So whichever one you like, stop after the other one is dead. I think it's still... okay, too late.
There's one on the other side. How was I to know?
By looking with the eyes that you have. Robot's gonna murder you. Let's give him a cuddle. He just walked straight towards him.
I didn't realize that was the robot.
Oh, it just looked like a crate that was moving and it had arms.
I don't like big moving cranes that are moving towards me. Now, how did we get on Supernatural?
Because I was talking about shows that where would you stop if Supernatural goes bad? I'm not. I would feel like I would have to. The only point
The
that I can go
lion's
back to the
share of-
unequivocal good would be to go to season 5, which means cutting out a lot of decent stuff. Because I'm up to, I think, season 10, and 5 through 10 are perfectly fine. They just aren't as good as 1 through 5. But with Cobra Kai, it's like seasons 1 and 2 were rock solid, and the trouble is, ending with a season finale is a mixed bag because it's often going to be a cliffhanger.
Right.
Which means you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to accept this ending even if it wasn't like a perfect tie a little bow on it. I'm just, it was good enough and I know that I don't want to... Like, this is the same issue with House. The only logical way to end House that I can think of is when he checks himself into rehab, but so much good stuff happens after he checks himself into rehab.
Does it, though?
Yes, I love that whole arc. But the problem is...
because that was the arc with...
it's skewed in the middle. Like, it wasn't a season end that went, oh, everything's gone to crap. It was like it skewed halfway through the season, and then the finale is it going to crap. So I'm like, now you have to stop at a weird point mid-season.
Is that the point that they
Well,
decide
don't spoil.
that
Well, no, because
he's not
I think...
going to actually fix his life?
Well, yeah, but I think that point happens later, because there is a conscious moment when he's basically does make that decision. But it builds to that in a way that I'd say, well, cut that out, but then you're in the middle of the season, and I don't know how I'd... So to make it clean, I would just say, just do it after he checks himself into rehab. But that feels really awful because it doesn't give you any resolution. This is the issue. Is I don't want to abandon it wholly, but I don't know what else to do with it.
I don't know. But I do know that I'll never watch Cobra Kai again.
Because I'd still recommend seasons 1 and 2 to people.
Would you?
They're very
I
good.
don't know that...
I thought they were
It
great.
was enough of a fall that I just went, no.
Yeah, but that... that's where that guy came from. Okay, dokie. Okay, I don't have... This flickers twice, and then goes off for longer. I am running with no plan because I was forced. Okay, cameras. Does this do the same thing? 1, 2. Whoo, boy. Ooh. Those guys! This is flying by the seat of your pants. Oh, is this it? Well, okay, that's a good way to fly, apparently. If you got good pants, you can trust them.
Anyway,
Trust
any way you can get that flight
out of you.
fine
Trust
by
this.
you. He's just standing right there.
Well, the seat of my pants didn't fail me, but the seat of his is about to.
It's about to fail you?
It's about to fail him. Whoa, that was intense. All right. I got a lot of XP for that. Ooh, big security room full of... Do I need to be in here?
Nothing. What?
I mean, this looks like some kind of generators. If I need to shut this place down, maybe?
Yeah, but that looks like
I don't have
plumbing. You guys will never poop for weeks.
No, this looks like some kind of electrical
No,
generation.
it doesn't.
Yes, it does. That looks like a motor and a big dynamo and stuff. Those look like plumbing, maybe. I mean, it's probably the general utilities room. I don't need your machine pistols, but I do need you out of the middle of the room. The corner of the room, I suppose we'll have to do. There's no... I guess maybe that's the reason I could open that, is just to shove him in there, but this is funnier. This is why you should always carry a half-full flask.
What?
Just tuck it in his pocket, and they'll be like, he was drinking on the job. I mean, I guess you'd have to get some in him first. Otherwise, that wouldn't work, but...
And just put some on the front of his lips.
Choke him on it. That way he'll never get up. Oh, that's another one. This one does look less electrically inclined, but it's also not locked. I want it... Oh, nobody... What? Y'all ain't using your lockers right. Put up notices. Put valuables in lockers.
It's okay. We won't steal them.
I mean, it actually makes good sense if you'd know.
It doesn't.
Yeah, you would then know where everyone's stuff was. Put up signs that say, make sure to lock valuables in your lockers, and then you'd know that everyone's stuff is in their locker.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it would be a good con man strategy.
Yes, if your con was to set up lockers around various areas.
Well, I'm saying you'd have to
clear them out.
You'd have to do it in a place where there already were some. So it's like if it's an opportunistic con thing. That's what all cons are. You got to choose your moment. You got to pick your right opportunity.
I'm in an elevator.
Wow.
Anyway, Cobra Kai really didn't.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was.
Peaky's still good. I'm excited about that. It remains.
It's one of the few things in life that seems constant.
Awesome. But yeah, no, it was.
Ooh, this is dark.
So you had
flashed for a
you
moment.
did not put yourself through suffering through the Dark Tower.
No, because I don't know why you did, because it was immediately the reviews of it came out immediately and were like, yeah, it's not good.
Yes, it was apparent
you just didn't want to take other people's word for it.
No, it wasn't that as much as it was. There's a part of me that, and I have to be in the mood for this. But like, if I'm in a specific mood, I'll just go. I might as well watch that just to
Hang on a
engage.
second. Hang on.
What is?
A fallen power cable is down and remains a danger. Please proceed with caution. That was the extent of their memo, and I assume they're referring to this.
Proceed with
a
caution.
circular saw in the middle of it.
Die.
And we're not doing anything about it. Just be careful.
It sounds like corporate.
Well, whoa, what? Okay, I thought we were underground or something. What is...
It's a newspaper that got caught in
I thought that said mummy for a second there, but it's upside down.
And it's also Chinese.
Well, it's also heavily pixelated. What do you want?
Okay,
I wasn't... If you're looking at it quick, and I was looking at it quick... I didn't watch it because it was immediately... People said immediately, oh, okay. Well, this guy wasn't being cautious. He didn't read the memo. Can I get
His pants weren't to be trusted.
I don't think the pants were the fault. I don't know. Oh, okay. So... Okay, well, this is... that vent only leads up there, and I can't get up it without... I don't think I can. No, this was useless. I thought this was the way I had to go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hang on. Are there other ways?
I was sad and disappointed.
Well, you said that. Are you going to say... I thought you were about to go on to something else.
No, I was...
Stun gun? Why isn't there ammo for the guns I actually have? Boost.
Talking a bit about...
no, give me.
The Dark Tower. I think... So... is it Idris? Again...
Idris Elba.
Yeah, Idris.
Who seems like a cool dude.
He seems like a cool dude, and I was surprised because I'm picky with kind of action movies that have to do with a core kind of guy who gets the entire job done all on his own. Like, that's very much the quintessential action
like Jason Bourne, though.
Yes, but again, I'm picky with how that's done because there are times it's done very poorly.
But is that a fair criticism? Because I feel like you could say that about every genre. Where
certainly
it's
that
done
you
poorly.
can. But I'm just saying, I found. I recently watched of his as well because I then ended up getting on a bit of a Idris Elba kick. I found the Netflix original, which I don't know how true that is, and we'll talk about that.
No
in
one
just a second.
freaking knows.
That is. The Harder They Fall, which I thought was a very good movie. It was remarkably well done, and I thought that must mean that Netflix had nothing to do with it.
Oh, hey, there's actually people over there.
Because it was very well. It was incredibly just like scaffold standard Western, but it was in a modern context, which was kind of neat. Slightly more modern. I mean, it was not in the setting of the show, of the movie, but in the use of better.
Well, meaning it came out recently,
right? It came out more.
Okay.
So it's not like a spaghetti Western, like an old, John Wayne or what's the other main guy, Clint Eastwood type of Western, but it's very good, and I thought it was good also, and uniquely in that it was not that this should be the reason you like a movie, but it was almost an entirely African American staff. I thought that was fascinating. Why would you
put that in people's heads, though? Because now they are going to think that.
No, I'm not saying anything other than to say I thought it was unique.
Well, I mean, you clearly find it worth remarking on.
Well, because they're literally, it was an entirely
now, if I remember correctly,
movie on that, which I thought was interesting. Because oftentimes in spaghetti western, you don't see that.
Well, that would be because that was filmed in the 60s.
Well, exactly.
So that's an unreasonable comparison.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying I thought that it was a unique angle, and I appreciated it.
This is the weird part.
It was very cool.
Because we are now in the upper office sections of the building, no one's actually exactly suspicious of me unless I do suspicious things. Like if I went in there, they would be.
So what about Netflix and their dishonest business practices you want to chat about? I can't let you in here. Do you see my hair?
It's Jensen Ackles. What are you doing here? I didn't realize the boys went that badly, Jensen. I've actually heard that it's the opposite of truth. That the boys is actually really good, which is what Jensen Ackles is in since Supernatural ended. And I've never watched it because
that man has a nose ring. Go up close.
This guy? No, he doesn't.
Wait.
No,
you'll see it as he turns.
No, he doesn't. Not at all. He's even showing me. He's going, "Nah, I don't, pal." He does look a lot like Jensen Ackles, though. This is really kind of funny. Okay, I mean, I guess if you're cool with me, Jensen.
It's warm in here, Jensen.
Well, why? I don't have anything new to add. I was just talking about how Netflix original means nothing.
Well, but you said that to me.
I did, yes. And then why now you want me to say it again?
Yes, I do.
To who?
The general public.
The general public who... Okay, so to the 11 of you... I don't know what I'm pretty sure Netflix original means nothing these days.
That is true.
But this is not new information. Okay, so this is the only place I can go. As I have to somehow
it's new information to me, and that you'd wish that you would be able to trust
new,
that...
I suppose it's new, if only because they've never come out and made a press release about, like, what it means. But it does obviously mean...
Not that they owe that to anyone.
Well, because obviously I talked about how the Arcane documentary literally mentions them at the very end about purely distribution and about they had nothing to do with the making of the show.
Right.
So the fact that they get a title crawl and the Netflix original stamp, I'm like, you didn't make this. So then I was like, clearly it doesn't mean that they made it. It just means it was somehow partnered with them. And then I realized the same thing's true of Peaky Blinders.
Right.
Made by the BBC. And I guess they just bought it. And I can only assume that all it means is it's a Netflix exclusive now. That, like, they bought the rights to stream it, and so you can only watch it there.
Did it actually air, like,
it apparently aired on TV, yeah. Back in the original days.
Well, I did not know that.
I have to get into that room behind Adam Jensen, but he doesn't let me. And something tells me if I go into this room in front of the security guy, he's going to be unhappy. That is a massive gun, dude. What is that? I mean, this is an office building. These are random employees. If I was walking around my office building and guys like this were walking around, I'd be like, do I work for an evil megacorp? I think I might work for an evil megacorp. I mean, this is quite a view, though. Maybe that's why they're just keeping their heads down. They're all doing that, literally. Look. Every single one of them. Keep your head down. Don't look at anything. I'm going to break into the only room I can break into and steal some calves. Are these calves? I guess they're knees. Knees and hamstrings.
They're the bionic knees that you were wanting
There you go, but they don't have screens. These aren't the ones I need. No screens. I'm knocking over things.
These aren't the legs you're looking for.
I know the legs I'm looking for.
Wow.
Sadly, they are spoken for.
What?
There you go. This is what you should do. Leave secret emails on your computer that doesn't have a password. You might have made a what? Uh-oh. Someone's lost their access card, and they're telling me where it is.
How would they have lost it if...
No, not them. The security office is telling this person that they lost their card and to pick it up. Well, where did it say it was? I wasn't paying attention. It is at security awaiting retrieval. Well, I can't get into that room either. I guess I didn't think I can. Unless Big Bubba with the big machine gun. Maybe he'll just let me in. But I kind of doubt it. Yeah, no, it's locked. So he's not just going to let me in if I go in there. Do I have to distract him?
He seems like a cool guy. Talk to him. See if you can convince him to blow the door down with you.
Wait, what? What about the vending machine?
He was joking about getting the wrong flavor soda.
What?
He said he was joking about getting the wrong flavor soda.
What are you on about? Okay, that's all he says. Something about a vending machine. Well, is that a clue to get him away? Is this an adventure game? Oh, hang on. Hang on. Is this a puzzle I've never solved this way? I think in all my previous playthroughs I was much more violent. Okay, well, let's just see what happens. This will be interesting. Oh, can I pick this up? These are crates. I got arm strength. Hi. I'm pulling Assassin's Creed. Just let me sit down. Let me sit down. I can't sit down. This is me sitting. I'm just crouched.
Can you imagine a guy literally hopping up onto a chair and then like crouching down and going, "What?" This is
and then just staring as the cop walks by. Oh, he's looking at me going,
"This is completely
that
normal.
guy must be new." You fool! I need a crate to stand on. Crates and crates. I need crates. I got arms. Where's my crate beefing ability?
Crate beefing.
I have arms. I have arms
that
can lift heavy things. They're clearly setting this up for this opportunity.
Just bring the whole dang vending machine over to him.
Well, no, I can't. The problem is I can't get on top of the vending machine. I would need something to form a stair. Because I can clearly get up there. I mean, obviously, if I had better augmented knees, I'd be able to jump higher, but I don't.
Alas, you have
I guess I'll have to perform horrific impromptu surgery on myself.
No boingo knees for you.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Where were you going with that? And by that, I mean, what was that again? I've already forgotten.
I'm just tragically sad that...
You're going back to that again.
No. That the whole... When a company or a production...
Oh, right, Netflix originals.
Yeah, about when a production company / this is... Okay, so...
They're not a production company. That's where they went wrong.
This is the problem with all of the streaming services. Is that
they're streaming services?
Well, is that they think too highly of themselves. I feel like that across the board, there's this notion that somehow they
he doesn't even bother with me doing this.
Be able to have any sort of say in the content that is being produced, and it's like, no, that's not how that works.
Okay, I think I've got a thought here.
You can either choose to carry it or not carry it as far as a show.
Well, that's what it used to be, and that's what it should still be. I don't think I can make this jump, though.
You're going to have to take a box or something.
I can't take a box. None of these boxes move, so I think I'm going to have to... I think the fact that this already had this natural little lip in it, I'm thinking maybe this wasn't meant to move. And I just have to position myself correctly, but I still don't think I can make this. I think I have to have better knees for this, which I don't have. I like this dude. Okay, that means he just watched me do all of that. This place has dodgier security than they think. So, new strategy.
Pay off all the guards.
I don't have the cash for that. I was going to say knock this guy out, but I forgot there's a camera right here. The question is, if it pans far enough, could I do it quickly enough? Oh crap, I should have hacked the door first. I have approximately, I don't even know how many seconds until no evidence. And then I don't know, they'll just be suspicious that the dude went on break without asking first. I need to hack a thing. Oh boy, I have to be very... Oh, it's a security rating of 1. Okay, should be nice and quick. If no guards come through here between now and then, this could actually be the dumbest thing that ever worked. Oh, that's a very slow camera pan, though.
The title of this video.
The dumbest thing that ever worked. Well, I mean... Alright, come on. It was looking... Oh, I forgot. I don't have to hide from this thing.
Why?
Because it didn't see me do that, and for all they know, I'm just the new employee. Okay, come on. It's very fast. I bet you if I had a passcode, it would be even faster. But I have a lot of hacking juice. Don't be fancy. Okay, this looks like more than one. This looks like... I'm going the wrong way. Oh, okay, so it would have been a 1 had I done it smartly. Woo! Suspicious. You saw nothing.
Anyway, I think it is sad that streaming services try to manipulate what the actual production companies and therefore
because they actually generally they start funding it themselves, which is when you get into like they're trying to manufacture what they deal.
But that's
everybody knows that's the first rule of
exactly.
You got to diversify on purpose. It gives plausible deniability. I don't think any of the scientists are going to care that I'm in here, although there's probably guards. Ooh, hee hee. That was an apt time to think that. Well, that was, again, the dumbest thing that ever worked. So, it's this easy to infiltrate medical facilities, apparently.
What's your whole take on the ridiculousness of I'm a bit miffed and
I don't know where you're going. Are we about to have an issue?
No.
Are we going to get demonetized for the third time?
Well, probably. Allow me the soapbox for a second,
crappity, who did
this
it?
Nonsense about... Because I have a buddy that is... His wife right now is in the hospital, and they're still doing the nonsense about, you can't... come in without a mask or this or that. But then on top of that, they're now restricting like when he can see his wife. I'm sorry, if my wife is on her deathbed or to a lesser degree, just, she could not make it at any point, you're gonna not be able to keep me out of the facility. Like, that's absurd to say.
I think that didn't actually work as well as I thought, because now there's an alarm that's not going away.
Apparently you don't have thoughts on that.
Well, I was in the middle of a potential crisis. I had to be prepared. I don't know that I
just find that whole notion is silly because I go, you can't tell me not to be there. I'm going to be there.
Well, but I mean, I mean...
I'll break in if I have to.
Yeah, I mean, you just are going to have to cope with those consequences. I mean, you can argue that they're unjust, but they are still probably going to have something to say about it, so...
Well, that's true, but...
this is a... See, like, they don't care! Just because, so they've not witnessed me do anything wrong, but I am probably someone they've never seen before.
And they don't care.
And as a result...
The data core room is for authorized personnel only. You're not going to get in there.
I was looking for the cafeteria.
That's the biggest lie. That's so stupid.
On the 15th floor?
Who knows? I'm the new guy. I mean, clearly that's what they all must think. Oh, look at the new guy. Doesn't know where the cafeteria is. It's like... What is safety zone? What does this mean?
Standing there and people say good things about you.
It's the self-assurance zone. Alright, so we got another... Well, I could try the same... No, I can't try the same trick again because this dude stands directly in front of the camera and the camera never pans away. So unfortunately, lightning will not strike twice. Oh, you guys need to update your security protocols, fellas. Okay, it's not flickering anymore. It flickered once. Oh. Even still, it's a security of 1. You still need to update your security protocols. I don't know. I think it's all stupid, but
I just think it's surprising how many people go, what can we do? Our hands are tied. It's like...
Well, you just have to be... okay, hang on. Are you serious? Hi, pal. Looking for the cafeteria. Looking for the cafeteria. Is it through there? Is it? Oh, I'm gonna check. Okay, bye now. Oh, dang it! He didn't give me a warning. I asked him if it was the cafeteria, and he was begging for a chance to shoot somebody today. I brought my gun to work. I brought my own bullets.
Hey, buddy, does this look like the cafeteria?
I'm just waiting for the excuse.
Come on, buddy, make my day.
Trying to think of anything else I've done that's worth commenting on recently. I watched a fair few things. They've just all escaped me.
Well, that means that they haven't been very...
No, they weren't wildly great. Oh, I watched Demolition Man, which is a silly and ridiculous movie. But it is actually quite fun. But it is silly and ridiculous.
What is...
It's Sylvester Stallone again, and it's from the 90s. Early 90s. It's not unlike Judge Dredd in that it's a way over the top and ridiculous, but it still manages to be good. And I think the reason is Well, I guess this is something I did want to get back around to eventually, was we had the discussion about the taking itself too seriously phrase and why I think that's a cop-out and a cheap thing to say. And I think I've still confirmed this, because every time I've tried to test it with something, I'm like, no, I could argue why I think this film is good without using that phrase. Because the problem I think we have is that colloquially,
authorized personnel only. You're not gonna get
there is a sentiment that expresses that there is no other way to express, but I also feel that phrase is used far too liberally because it's not specific enough.
Like a folk way kind of a thing? Where
It's like everyone, because it depends on who you're talking to. You could say to someone, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and they'll think, oh, that just means it's sort of a funny, humorous, it's not a dark, gritty movie. And it's like, some people have a very loose definition, whereas some people, I think, use it as like, that is not what I would... I think it only does that when the guys approach it, because I think they have like tags that deactivate it. So now we know that if you do walk through it, that will be the point at which the guards will hurt you, even if they don't see you commit the crime. They will assume you've committed one to get there. And you might be coming back, you never know. So I think...
What do I...
You have to... the release button. It's a very bizarre system, but it is how it works. No, go towards the green. I think that people use it... Okay, get out of here, he's looking at you. You're getting spoken to. Back out before you get shot. Yes, exit. I was just looking for the cafeteria, pal. I thought maybe this was a map. Don't try it again, we know what happens.
It says it's deactivated. I'm going to talk to him.
Well, he's just telling you to go away.
Push B.
Well, okay,
Whoa.
but the problem is not that you've interacted with this guy. The problem is that this is officially the restricted area. So, like, being beyond here now means you'll get in trouble by anyone who sees you. Don't stick him through. What are you thinking this is going to do? I just didn't want him to be in the middle of the road.
Well...
I figured if he's off on the side, no one would look. Oh, that's how you... Oh, okay. I forgot that these were a thing. You deactivate so no one can raise the alarm.
Okay, I may leave that one to you.
No. You don't get to pass off. You just don't get to do it.
Well, okay.
I think if you don't deactivate the alarm, you don't give the offense in the first place. You gotta raise your standards of sneak thievery. Oh boy. Here they go.
Okay, I'm toast with a capital burnt toast.
I told you not to do this. Well, I guess that'll work. At least the alarm won't actually go off.
I'm
not hacking it.
I'm not just asking you to hack it.
I just don't want to play anymore.
No, I'm just saying that is... You're not even... Okay.
I told you I wasn't going to hack it, so do you want your turn or not?
Why wouldn't you hack it?
Because that's not useful. All that does is mean that if we were to...
Like that?
No, all that means is if an employee, not one of these guards... If an employee were to raise the alarm, they would have to activate that screen. What? Oh, he saw me do this. Whereas the guards obviously are going to turn hostile the moment they detect... Oh. Well, that was astonishingly okay. Security level 4. Oh, I don't even have that much. Okay. We got to have a backup plan. This was almost going to be easy. Oh, he's big. He's got the big thing. Oh, boy. Okay, I was going to wake him up. Oh, crap, I forgot it. No! Right,
He's just going to be like, oh, I thought you got a snack.
I did have a snack, and that was what gave me that guy, that gave me the energy to get that guy. And now they're all here. Well, this is technically your turn, so if I die, it's my turn. Hi!
Wow.
Well, do you want your turn back?
No, it's fine.
I'm just saying, with the phrase, I think it's used to cover... Well, I think, in all fairness, you used it to cover the laziness of that one film that brought this whole conversation about.
No, what I'm saying is
you
laziness
you used it to defend the movie that I thought was stupid because you were like, oh, well, we don't have to judge it harshly because it doesn't take itself too seriously. And I was like, that's not an excuse.
I think how else do you argue for parody movies? Because
I don't buy that was a parody movie.
It is 100% a parody movie.
No, I don't buy that.
Okay.
I refuse to buy that.
That's what
because
it was.
simply making something that's trash because other things are trash, you don't evoke trash and do it genuinely. Like, Demolition Man is absolutely ridiculous because it's satirical to a farcical degree. Like, it's insanely satirical, which is what makes it funny. Because it's like, I can't actually believe that they're committing... Here's the difference. It doesn't take itself too seriously, acknowledges that the people making it didn't care that much. And they just went, yeah, we're, whatever. We'll just fill it with tropes and innuendo because no one will care. But the people who made Demolition Man made the choices they made deliberately. And so the difference is, you'd call it, I would say, tongue-in-cheek, because I think it's a British turn of phrase. Where it's sort of deliberately insincere in a way that draws attention to itself. It's similar to satire, where it's you play it straight, but it's a bit of a wink and a nod.
Cheeky,
I'm playing it straight, but we can all tell that it's ridiculous on purpose. But nonetheless, you have to give the front that you're being serious, and then the silly things you do are excusable because then they're funnier. You're funny because you're doing the silly things with a straight face. But if it just does silly things with a silly face, it's like, well, then it's just the whole thing silly. And I forgot I don't have to sneak yet. I haven't broken any laws. Yeah, I get it, pal. Let me out of here. I ain't getting in through this door.
You're not gonna get in there.
Hey, buddy, back up. We ran out of ham sandwiches. You'll have to go down to the other cafeteria.
What?
Well, because he made the case that he was...
No, I was the one looking for the cafeteria. I'm the one making that up.
No, I'm saying... So, like, if this is your second go-around, I was just... Hey, buddy, I know you're looking for food, but I only have a half of a ham sandwich. Okay, so get out of here.
Does he come all the way through the store? He just walks here and stops. So if he turns around, I'll probably not even have to hack this thing. The real question is, what is the purpose of it deactivating when he's standing there? Because he could see through the lasers. I don't even have to knock him out, probably. This is just... I mean, he's probably going to turn around at some point, but I'd like to see how far I can go with this. Is he going to stop in the... Wow! He walks like a Roomba! That was weird. I couldn't tell where he was going. That, I think, is the difference. Because you brought up Tropic Thunder as an example of like, oh, isn't that a movie that doesn't take itself seriously? And I would say no. It is absurd, and it takes itself seriously. And that's what increases the absurdity, is that it plays a silly game with a straight face. If it's just, we're going to be silly, then it's silly, and then the whole thing feels silly, and it just, I don't think it has any sophistication at that point.
Well, it certainly doesn't have any sophistication. It's a time sink kind of movie.
Yeah, but I despise such an argument to
I'm
say
not saying that's
this movie serves no purpose but to rob you of your life. Because that's what that means. It's a waste of time. And you're acknowledging that. And I'm like, why on earth would you do anything that was an acknowledged waste of time? Because, like, I can sort of understand if you're going to make the argument that it's with certain things that are entertainment, but then again, I guess that comes to the art entertainment threshold. Where does that line...
Back to Ayn Rand.
Well, yeah, but I'm like... I don't think... There are things that I do that I know are frivolous, but I still wouldn't call them useless.
Well,
because the argument... Because I'm trying to think...
Well, that kind of goes back to our whole leisure time thing.
Well,
where
exactly,
it's like,
but I think...
If you're doing something useful with your leisure time, awesome. But if you're actually...
But even then, it depends on how useful. Because, like, for example, I play Minecraft as, like, a... You know, if I'm just wanting to sort of chill out and I'll listen to something, usually is often how I pair that. Because then sometimes it's still... Sometimes there is some constructive value if I'm listening to like a podcast or something, but sometimes I'm just listening to weird whatever. I mean, I guess you could call it the kind of mind-numbing, I just want to sit for a moment. But even then, as much as you obviously, it's like Minecraft isn't real, there is at least it has on the basis level, there is at least like a puzzle aspect where it's like I'm using my creative faculties, yes, in a way that doesn't affect the world in any way. But it's still a mental exercise of a sort.
It's the whole, going back to the whole idea of, you know, balancing your leisure time between consuming creating and...
You're gonna have to go quick if he turns around suddenly. Before the lasers. I think there's a guy still in the hallway. Well, there was. I guess he didn't care. He didn't like him. The lasers! Careful.
He owed him money anyways.
Well, then he'd be surely mad that he thinks he's probably dead. I'm never gonna get my money!
Just take all the cash out of his wallet.
Well, I might do that later. So there's guys in here, so be careful of them. Were you saying something, or was that the end of your point?
No, the idea that you have to balance your time on a leisure level, especially.
I think there's two guys coming, and you only have enough energy for one knockout. So
okay.
Well, that's one way. No, only energy for one knockout. Well, I got 9 bullets. Invite your friends. So that's the difference is, yes, does playing Minecraft, is it useless? Sure, but I think that doing a puzzle is also useless.
It's constructive, again.
But there is at least, I'm using a mental faculty I'm engaging my mind even in a light, non-stressful way. There is at least, thought. Whereas a movie, you could just as easily defend sitting in front of the wall and watching nothing for 2 hours from watching something that is stupid.
Sure.
And that's where I'd go, that is literally, because you don't even have to be mentally engaged. At that point.
Go watch paint dry.
So it's like, at that point, you're literally doing nothing other than, I suppose, deriving...
Do you derive
dopamine?
It's a dopamine coping mechanism, is what it is. It's people literally.
Yeah, but in fact, I'd argue
it's dulling their brain.
You'd probably benefit more from staring at a wall for 2 hours, because at least that might have some sort of meditative benefit. You might at least come to the realization, I've been staring at a wall for 2 hours. I should get my life in order.
Authorized personnel only.
Whereas, I don't know. I think there is something sinister about, I'm just going to sit on the couch and watch something I hate for 2 hours. Because, you might not think, well, if you hate, that's a strong... It's like, yeah, maybe that is. But do you ever get up from those moments thinking, I'm glad I did this?
Yeah.
Because I sometimes would get, if you get sucked down like a YouTube rabbit hole and you spend a bunch of time doing nothing, you realize this was such a waste. Because, again, even it's like, okay, yeah, you can waste your time on other things, but if you sometimes at least feel like what's the benefit of a puzzle? A puzzle doesn't really do anything other than, I suppose, give some sort of mental stimulus. Haha, you don't have to die today, pal. Just don't turn around. I'll let him go back just to make sure. That was astonishingly easy. So, that's the problem I think we still need is there needs to be some phrase that takes over for it, doesn't take itself seriously without going too far. And I feel like I've never heard people say tongue-in-cheek in a common, everyone knows what that means. Because that's the only thing that I think definitionally makes sense.
Right.
Because it does actually mean what I mean, and it doesn't mean anything I don't mean, where it literally just means deliberately silly, but played in a straight way.
Again, the word that Jordan Peterson always comes back to is precise. You want to make your language and the use of words precise. You don't just want to use broad definitions that could mean a lot of different things.
Well, again, I don't want it to be something people can abuse to just say, well, I'm not going to criticize this thing because it didn't try. Right. It's like, well, that's the first thing to criticize. I don't think this helps me. Okay, so I'm behind this now, but so is this the security room? Oh, is it not even locked? Well, let's see how this goes. I'm going to try a bold strategy. I'm pulling a Doctor Who. I'm going to pretend that I belong here, and then they'll believe me. All right. Ahoy, lads. Just checking in on the computer terminals. Don't mind me. Okay, that doesn't work. Oh, well, at least I gave you a heads up with the save. Now we might... We're gonna incrementally make our way through this by saving every 30 seconds.
I don't know. Just run and then save. That seems like...
So I feel like tongue-in-cheek is the best description.
Sure.
The other one, there was another one I found that seemed like it could also work, but it was also equally sort of niche. Because I feel like something that is satirical always has a defense if only because satire. Now you could critique it for being it's not very such sophisticated satire. Sure, I would argue that Demolition Man probably isn't the most sophisticated satire, but I do think it does have the defense of being satirical that at least gives it a minimum level of blanket defense or defendability. Well, you're gonna just try the same thing, or what do you? Maybe they won't get mad if you don't enter the room. Just open the door and stare. Oh, well, oh, never mind, they will. I guess because you're not supposed to be behind the fence, so I guess they...
Who's up the button? Okay, I didn't realize you were coming in. I was ready for the two guys in the thing. I
wasn't ready for three.
I was using old school GoldenEye Bond logic.
I don't get...
in that game...
Don't lecture me on GoldenEye. That was my childhood, so I know, but I don't know what you're saying with two... What
are you... Okay.
I had that game was the first game I played back-to-back, like, just endlessly.
It was my era, so don't go...
I'm not saying it wasn't, but I'm saying...
Chin-wagging at me.
I'm just saying don't act like I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is when you're playing campaign, there's that one episode or one section where you are in that room where there's tons of guys in the hallway that keep opening the door, and they all come through the door one at a time.
Oh, the Russian
so
one?
you can just line them up.
Yeah, but they do endlessly spawn. So
I tested that theory. There is an end.
How much patience did you have?
It was like 30 guys. I literally.
But then you can't get out of the room because of the wall of corpses.
It was so funny.
So I can't go in this room and they'll get mad. They don't mind that I'm outside the door. I guess they're not looking, although he has to be able to see me, at least peripherally.
Maybe they're shaded. It's a single mirror thing.
I need a better hacking, clearly. I don't want to upset him. I was going to give him a nickname. I thought he was going the other way, dang it. Well, let's see if this will work. Oh, I guess I got my energy back. So I guess this will work. Just be patient. I actually kind of want to see if he'll just pass me. Oh, he's probably going to find the other guy. Hang on. I can't let him go into that hallway. Now, what is the point of all this armor if you can't take a bloody punch? So that's what he's got, the heavy rifle, but I'm taking your cash. I'll leave you in here because I don't think there's any more patrols, but anywho, I'm trying to think because that was something I watched recently that the whole time I was like, this is absurd, but I was still trying to, yay. Okay, I may have found a better option. Does this lead straight to that room? Because that would be awesome. Something tells me it doesn't. Something tells me I'm not that lucky. Oh, but I might be that. Oh, I think I'm in the other room. Well, I really need that. Okay, well, this works. Well, that worked well enough. Mamma mia! Here we go again! Dadgummit, that was so close to being good. I ain't letting this fail. Yeah, you did see me. I'm right in front of you. All right, well, we're at the hour. So, give us a natural transition. Actually, don't, because last time you did it, they were terrible.
Nothing. What?
You gave me the weird jingle that you made on Fiverr.
On Fiverr? What is that?
You gave the most half-hearted attempt at a jingle that I ever heard.
Okay.
Maybe I'll cut randomly in the between here, so who knows? Are we already on the second episode?